Hey everybody, my name's Michaela Peoples. For the research paper on identified disability, I decided to choose fetal alcohol syndrome or fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, because originally I just knew that there was a fetal alcohol syndrome. I didn't realize that there was a whole host of other disorders until I started researching this topic, and I found out that it's the fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. There are a whole range of different neurological conditions that happen when a baby is exposed to alcohol during pregnancy. And this can come from binge drinking, which causes severe abnormalities in their brain, or it can just be, any amount of alcohol, no matter the amount, can cause different disorders. And basically, what happens is the alcohol causes the baby's brain either to be underdeveloped, it's smaller than normal, or it causes the different areas in the brain to develop in different ways. So they could have a bunch of different symptoms because of this, and it's a lot of symptoms that would affect them later on in school if it's not recognized. And it's often misdiagnosed because a lot of the symptoms are symptoms of other disorders like autism and ADHD, but they can have difficulty following directions and remembering things, switching their attention from one thing to another. They could have difficulty controlling their emotions, communicating in general. Later on in their life, they could have depression or anxiety, and then they can just basically have difficulty performing daily life skills. And all of this comes from the development or the underdevelopment in their brain, or the how their brain develops differently when it's exposed to alcohol. So basically, the only way to prevent this is to not drink at all when you're pregnant. And sometimes that's hard for doctors to determine if it's happening, because some people are really good at hiding it, and some people they didn't drink very much before they realized they were pregnant, but it still kind of affects the baby. So there's a bunch of resources for women that need help in pregnancy, like if they have a problem drinking, or if they realize they were pregnant and after they had already been drinking. There's resources. There's this thing called the FSAD United, which is fetal alcohol syndrome disorders United, which is just a program that helps women, children that have been affected by this disorder. And they have counseling services and things like that. And then later on in life, if a child is exposed and they do have these disorders or anything like that, then normally therapies and stuff are able to help them regulate what they do. Sometimes the therapies are pretty much the same as autism and ADHD and things like that, because the symptoms are very similar. It's just this has to be diagnosed rather like in a different way, and it's just harder to diagnose because it's so similar to everything else, and it's hard to determine if a woman was drinking during her pregnancy. So I think that's the main thing I took away from this research, is that it's more than just fetal alcohol syndrome. It's more than just one disease. It's a range of diseases that affect the brain in different ways, and it presents itself in different ways. So, all right. And that's what I found out from my research. Thank you.